You've unlocked a Roundtable.
Welcome to the Lost Souls Roundtable discussion of The Jungle Book. My name is Chris Levon. With me, as always, is Alex Sandberg.
Hello.
And so we just watched The Jungle Book this weekend, and we are doing our Roundtable, which is a full review without spoilers until after the credits. So if you wanted to hang on until after the credits, we will go into a more spoiler-filled discussion and get into the nitty-gritty of Jon Favreau's latest movie. And so hang on and listen to that. But in the meantime, first thoughts.
This is a gorgeous looking movie.
Yeah, it had moments for me. Like, it was funny because I had this problem where right when it started, okay, I guess we watched all the trailers, and all the trailers are all kid-oriented movies, obviously. And all these trailers are like, oh god, these are not very good or not funny movies at all that are coming out. But then at the beginning of this movie, there was some bad CGI that took me out of the movie immediately. When he's running through the forest.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of like stuck out at me, like, what did I get myself into? Really worried at the very beginning of the movie.
That very opening did get me a little on edge, but after that, I think everything else looked really good.
Yeah, it's almost like it settled itself down, and it's like, all right, this looks gorgeous now. Mm-hmm. But initially, I was really scared because that first scene, I was like, ooh. But yeah, I agree. I completely think they really pulled out the CGI very well. It's a hard movie to make.
Oh, definitely. I mean, with all the animation, everything looked good. Just the way the animals moved and everything, and even not getting too much into it with Christopher Walken's character and the way they portrayed that character. Like, I was looking at this CGI monkey, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Christopher Walken. It's weird.
Yeah, well, obviously he plays Baloo, or not Baloo. I'm sorry, he plays
King Louie.
King Louie. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, and iconic character from the Jungle Book. And the second he starts talking, he's like Christopher Walken.
Yeah, exactly.
The stars are really good in this. They picked very distinct voices that you immediately can identify right away.
Oh yeah,
for the most part, except for Blue for me, as I kind of talked to you about it off the podcast. But like, I didn't recognize Bill Murray right away.
It took me a few lines for me to pin it down, but yeah.
Yeah, like I knew the voice right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh god, how do I know this voice? And then he started talking a little bit more like Bill fucking Murray.
Of course. And then Scarlett Johansson stood out a lot as well.
Elba, who plays the tiger, was phenomenal.
I think everyone did a really good job.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with the voice acting on this. This movie's kind of scared me. The reason it kind of scared me was because whenever you rely heavily on a child actor, your movie can be so hit or it could be so miss. And for me, I was like, oh god, is this going to be like another Jake Lloyd Phantom Menace type of thing where this kid is so stiff and so just poorly acting, it's going to be bad. And pleasantly surprised. I thought the kid did a really good job.
I think he did an okay job. There are some things that I didn't quite care for, but I mean, for a kid.
Yeah, for a kid, he did a really good job. That's what I guess I should preface with. Like, there are a couple of moments where he's pretty flat, but for the most part, I think Jon Favreau gets a really good performance out of the kid, and you kind of are just wrapped up into the world of the Jungle Book again, and it's a lot of fun. I walked away really happy with it. Like, I was worried they're gonna go bust it out into this like the full-blown musical aspects of it, but like, they talk through the bare necessities, or they kind of like, it's not a full-blown musical aspect to it.
Right. And I liked when they did the bare necessities, because it was a cool, like, chummy thing, two people hanging out, singing it together. I'm like, okay. That's fun. I get it. I think when they went into King Louis, I Want to Be Like You. At that point,
was full-blown musical.
That was full-blown musical, and that really took me out of it. That was, I think they could have cut that.
You think?
Well, not necessarily the scene, but just the musical aspect.
The way. Okay, so like either go all the way musical or don't do musical at all.
Right.
Type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, it was a little bit jarring. I was like, okay, we are doing musical now. That's sort of, that's the third act of the movie. So by then I was okay with it.
I think that's why I was less okay with it, because, up until this whole point, it was established that, there's not large musical numbers. And they build this into a large musical number that's, choreographed with CG monkeys and everything, which was just... It was jarring and out of place for the rest of the movie. I just didn't think it meshed well with the whole movie.
Yeah, all right. I could definitely see that type of response to it. The CGI monkeys, there was a lot.
It was a little too much. It was a little overkill there.
Yeah, I understand the premise of, like, the setup for it was okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't have anything, like, really critiquing it wise. Maybe it was a little bit too much. I liked the lair aspect to it. And obviously Christopher Walken is tremendous in this. It doesn't feel like he phoned in his lines. Neither did with Bill Murray. I think Bill Murray did it feels like Bill Murray cared.
Yeah.
When he was doing his voiceovers.
Well, yeah, because they wrote a really good character for Baloo.
Yeah.
And a different character for Baloo than I think, from what I remember from the cartoon. It's kind of...
See, I
deceptive type character.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in so long. Like, I don't remember the cartoon very much at all.
I honestly don't myself. That's the thing.
But overall for me, like, the experience was there. I like, it captured a lot of magic in terms of what it accomplishes. You care about, like, the characters in it. The kid does very well, considering that he's a child actor.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's script. I don't think he has to say really bad lines. They limit stuff that he has to say, and like it's creative control in a way that they can get a good enough performance out of him that the rest of the movie can carry itself, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
And he did a good job with that. What else do you want to say about it? We talked about the characters a little bit. The voice acting was top notch. You really cared about the animals, like the wolf pack.
Right.
I thought they'd done really well.
Yeah.
And the tiger was just he was not to be messed with.
That was an imposing, like, they had really good design on him.
Yeah, he was great. Like, you had a menacing villain who you thought, like, oh shit, no one wants to fuck with this guy, and no one can fuck with him. So they succeeded in that aspect too.
Yeah.
So
I would like them to build up Baloo's and Mowgli's relationship a little bit more. I felt they rushed it a bit.
how long was the movie? Was it 2 hours? I felt like, I don't know, I thought they did okay.
Okay.
Because you extended it anymore. I think it was a good amount. You extended it more, then you start getting those like pacing issues where it kind of just bogs down the story enough to a halt to try to develop this relationship more. So I think that they did enough here.
I mean, I think just more of a montage even will have worked, because it was, you just really see him helping him get the honey, and that's about it. And then suddenly it seems like they're best chums. I would have liked to see a little more dynamic montage of them getting to other shenanigans and such.
I think it lends to the innocence of the kid, of Mowgli, where if he interacts with somebody who is anywhere near nice to him, he kind of just attaches himself to them.
Okay.
And like the snake kind of hypnotizes him into like her lair or into it, but for the most part, he was just really friendly to anybody and anybody listening. So like, here comes a giant character who could serve like a protective type of role and help him try to accomplish what he needs to do, because he doesn't necessarily want to go back to the humans.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if he could find it, like I was okay with that. I didn't mind it that much. I'm trying to. Okay. So aside from that, what else do you have?
Oh. I think just overall it was a really entertaining movie. I mean, it was pretty to look at. It had great characters that bantered well and was humorous and touching at times.
Yeah, it hits all the beats it wants to hit successfully, and that's the important thing about it. I really had a fun time with it.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I walked out of that theater just like, yeah, that was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad at all.
Definitely a good time.
So I totally like that. And like I said, I was really scared because anytime you put child actors on that screen, like you think about, obviously Phantom Menace is what I brought up, but you also think of The Last Airbender, how that kid had like zero acting experience, and it showed on that movie. Arguably one of the worst movies ever made. But yeah, a kid could totally wreck your movie, but this movie, Jon Favreau really crafted a fun experience.
He did.
And even with the kid's shortcomings a little bit here and there, he really kept it to a minimum and got a lot of performance out of him. So I really tip my hat to him.
Yes, totally.
For that. All right, well, I think you recommend it.
I recommend it. I think you should. I think it's one you do have to see in theaters, though, just because how visually stunning it is. You'd want to see it in the big screen and get that experience.
Yeah. We saw this on opening night Thursday night. We were just at the movie theater watching another movie, and it was packed with kids. There was kids everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
At the theater, not in the movie that we just watched, but yeah, there was a lot of kids. So this movie made a lot of money. I would say globally, it cost, I think, around $250 mil globally. Domestically, I think it crossed $100 mil, which is good for domestic.
Yeah.
In opening weekend, so not too bad. It's gonna make a decent amount of money. I think word of mouth is gonna be pretty positive on it.
Right. But also this is a weekend that's one of our first nice weekends here, so I'm sure families aren't wanting to be cooped up in the theater while going out, get to town more.
Yeah.
So maybe, next weekend when there's really nothing else for them to watch, they'll go see it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to go check this out, and I recommend it too. I recommend going to see this in the theater, totally, 100%. So how can you reach you?
You can follow me on Twitter. My name there is Alex Sandberg, AlexSandberg, or email me directly at the website, alex@lostlevel.com. What about you, Chris?
You can reach me on Twitter, twitter.com/calmintensity. I'm also on Instagram, which is Chris's Calm. And if you want to follow us on social media, go to lostlevel.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you have all of our social media icons. Check us out on YouTube as well. So if you're at work, looking for something to listen to as you're banging away on your keyboards or doing something, give us a listen on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Spoilers.
Spoiler section. I don't really have that many spoilers for this movie.
No, there's not, because there's not much to, like, if you're familiar with the Jungle Book at all, you know what you're getting from this. I think the most problem I had was probably the con scene with the snake.
Okay.
Because it felt like a cheap way to expand on the story and give the background of Shere Khan killing Mowgli's father. It felt just kind of tossed in and out of place. Okay.
I feel like they need to have the snake because of, like, it was obviously in the movie or in the original. So you have to hit your beats there.
Yeah.
And it is just that, essentially, just give you all the backstory. I wish it would have been longer. I would have liked to seen that a little bit, like, play out a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was, like I said, it felt very rushed and out of place.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for me. Like, I didn't mind the backstory, and I would be more like, wow, that was just a really short scene. That was just them moving from point A to point B as fast as possible, and they're like, we need to cut some stuff, and they cut some of it to get the general point across of what that scene was supposed to be. I feel like there should have been more. Like,
Yeah.
him in that area of the jungle could have been more dangerous for him.
Yeah, it was very quick. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a dark, scary part of the jungle that he seemed like he was never in before. So you could have had a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I would have liked to see that a little bit more. And then, of course, his panther friend comes and saves the day, which I can't think of the name right now.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
Yeah, but he was also excellent. I didn't say that in the original on the spoiler-free section, but he was awesome. Just the relationships in this movie was really strong, and I felt like by the end of the movie that it all worked really well.
Yeah, I do like how towards the end of it.
Oh man, those are good.
Oh yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Anything else I can get you for these, you guys?
No, I think we're all right.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right. Enjoy, and I'll be back to make sure everything tastes good.
silverware.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
I do like
Awesome. Thanks.
how even though he doesn't join man, he does accept his man nature, and they learn to accept his man nature because he uses his quote unquote man tricks that they say he's not supposed to use, and eventually he accepts it and uses that to ultimately save the day and everyone else from the tyranny that is Shere Khan.
Yeah, I mean,
And so,
which you knew that was coming.
right.
Realistically
But
speaking.
I like that they do it, and it's just kind of like the message of it, kind of being yourself and how everyone being themselves can build a whole community together and help everyone out.
It's definitely a big family positive message to it.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that was a pretty solid, fun family movie that I would definitely take any kids to have a good experience and have a good life lesson and see some decent CGI.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, do you have anything else in the spoilers? I really don't.
No, that's about it.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye.